From ancient civilizations to modern-day TikTok trends, LGBTQ+ stories have shaped humanity for millennia. But what does religion really say about it? Is it a sin, a test, or a misunderstood truth? Buckle up. We're diving into the untold history, shocking science, and the heroes rewriting the narrative. Let's uncover the truth together. LGBTQ isn't a new trend. It's a mosaic of identities as old as time. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and the plus sign? It's a home for everyone, non-binary, pansexual, asexual, and identities yet to be named. History's been erased. Did you know Emperor Elagabalus of Rome identified as female? Or that Native American Two-Spirit people thrived long before colonization? LGBTQ+ history isn't niche, it's human history. But for centuries, it's been censored. Until now. Religious texts like the Quran, Bible, and Vedas have historically framed same-sex relationships as deviations. But science tells a different story. LGBTQ+ identities aren't a choice. Twin studies show 30 to 40% of orientation is genetic. Brain scans reveal transgender individuals' gray matter aligns with their true gender. Even 1,500 species exhibit same-sex behavior. So, is it against nature or part of it? Islamic teachings, as derived from the Quran and Sunnah, traditions of the Prophet Muhammad, emphasize heterosexual marriage as the only permissible framework for sexual relationships. Same-sex intimacy is explicitly prohibited, rooted in interpretations of verses like chapter 24, verse number 32, which stresses modesty in marriage, and narratives from Hadith literature condemning homosexual acts. These texts form the basis for traditional Islamic jurisprudence, which upholds binary gender roles and views LGBTQ identities as incompatible with divine law. The Quran tells the story of Prophet Lut, sent to a city steeped in corruption. His people were accused of approaching men instead of women and cutting off the road, a phrase scholars link to violence, exploitation, and inhospitality. Traditional interpretations often focus on same-sex acts, but modern scholars argue the punishment, fire and brimstone, was for collective crimes, rape, violence, and defiance of prophetic warnings. So why is this story used to condemn LGBTQ identities today? Let's dig deeper. Many world religions have historically upheld heterosexual marriage as a moral ideal, with scriptures like the Bible, Quran, and Vedas framing same-sex relations as deviations. Yet a global shift is underway. 1 in 5 Gen Zers identifies as LGBTQ, and 71% of millennials support same-sex marriage. Pew 2023. This raises a critical question. Why are societies embracing LGBTQ identities despite long-standing religious prohibitions? Media shapes minds. Poses MJ Rodriguez and Heartstoppers Joe Locke make queerness normal. But right-wing influencers spread fear. The responsibility? It's on all of us. Governments pass anti-discrimination laws. Schools teach inclusive history. You challenge stereotypes. 5.6% of US adults are LGBTQ+. That's 18 million people. Iceland elected the first openly gay PM in 2009. The rainbow flag? Designed by Gilbert Baker in 1978. Each color symbolizes life, healing, sunlight, nature, harmony, and spirit. São Paulo Pride equals world's biggest, with 5 million plus attendees. $3.7 trillion. Global LGBTQ plus buying power. Yet 69 countries still criminalize LGBTQ lives, often citing religion. Places like Saudi Arabia and Uganda, harsh laws punish LGBTQ individuals. But here's the truth. Islam, like many faiths, is diverse. Progressive scholars argue the Quran's message is about justice, not persecution. The story of Prophet Lut, often used to condemn LGBTQ identities, is more about collective crimes like rape and violence, not love between consenting adults. But Islam teaches us to seek knowledge. If science shows diversity is natural, shouldn't we embrace it as part of Allah's creation? I love my faith, but when my family quoted the Quran to disown me, I realized tradition isn't the same as divine truth. The Quran says, "We created you in nations and tribes to know one another." 49:13. That's inclusion. Gen Z is rewriting the narrative. When a Malaysian politician quoted the Quran to justify anti-LGBTQ laws, viral rebuttals flooded Twitter. Read verse 4:1. Allah created diversity. Even influencers like at Queer Muslim Doc are bridging gaps, saying, "My faith teaches compassion, not conversion therapy." Global changemakers, UN Free and Equal, campaigns in 100+ languages. The Trevor Project saved 1 million+ LGBTQ+ lives via crisis hotlines. PFLAG, families advocating for queer kids since 1973. ILGA, lobbies governments to decriminalize LGBTQ+ identities. Even in Indonesia, Islamic Scholars for Justice have issued fatwas supporting transgender rights. The divide isn't faith, it's fear versus empathy. Did you know AI is revolutionizing LGBTQ+ rights? From combating online hate speech to creating safe spaces, technology is becoming a lifeline for queer communities worldwide. In 2023, AI-powered tools like ChatGPT helped over 1 million LGBTQ+ individuals access mental health resources, while algorithms are being trained to flag harmful content on platforms like Instagram and TikTok. But it's not just about safety. AI is also amplifying queer voices. For example, AI-generated art is showcasing diverse LGBTQ+ stories, with projects like Queer AI using machine learning to create inclusive media. However, challenges remain. Biased algorithms have misgendered transgender individuals, and facial recognition systems often fail to recognize non-binary identities. The good news? LGBTQ+ tech leaders are stepping up. Organizations like Queer in AI are advocating for ethical AI development, ensuring technology reflects the diversity of humanity. The story of loot isn't a weapon, it's a warning against cruelty. If we're to honor the Quran's core message of mercy, we must ask, are we upholding justice or just dogma? Faith evolves. Love conquers. Like, share, and comment. How can faith and LGBTQ+ rights coexist? Let's rewrite the narrative together. Hit subscribe, and let's turn the world rainbow.